are you?
Good, good. We got the memo there.
Yes, we did.
So, how excited are you to be back, the proud family, but this time louder and prouder?
We're so excited to be back. It's just a matter of timing and now being able to be on the new Disney Plus streaming February 23rd and having prior fans and new fans get a chance to see the Prouds and the Boulevardes and all the new crew that is, intertwining within the current cast. It's just so much fun. Plus, we're going from tweens to teens now. So, having an opportunity to have La Cienega having quinceañera and, really, show that cultural aspect of the Boulevardes is just really been an honor. So fun. It's like we never missed a beat. And I just cannot wait for everyone to see what we've been working really hard on.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I mean, look, one of the things that ironically I'm proud of, no pun intended, of the show is that, sometimes we get to reminisce on stuff that we did 20 years ago, but it could never exist today. We could just say it was ahead of its time or whatever. I mean, we get to do it again because it was ahead of its time. But not only that, these characters were so real and so grounded in reality that we were able to take them and put them into any time period, so to speak. So to bring them into this new era of the cell phones and the iPads and the connections and the Roku and the streaming services and all that entails, and being a little more successful, and the kids are a little older, but they're still kids, but they're not kids. And, dealing with all of this with these characters that were so authentic was so easy because they were real from the beginning. They were honest from the beginning. They were authentic from the beginning. So that authenticity is still there now, except we now get to expand on those characters a little more because they are a little bigger. She is a little older. He is a little wiser, a little richer, a little, and all of those things incorporate themselves into a show that just depicts humanity in the best way ever. And it's not always right or wrong. It's more about the journey of how they get to specific places. I'm very, very proud of the show. And I'm so proud that the show existed then and exists now and is probably even funnier than it was then. That's amazing.
And do you guys get to integrate a little bit to your character sometimes, depending on the subject?
Of course. I think, that's the beauty of our Proud Family, AKA Disney Plus tribe, is that Bruce and Ralph, the creators and producers, have from day one allowed us, from even the moment I went into casting, really just add my own je ne sais quoi to La Cienega. And it doesn't matter what the storyline is or even what the line is. Not only do I get to improvise and sometimes give alternate takes for different line reads, but they are more than welcome to embrace a suggestion, whether it's a cultural reference or, hey, I just think I'm going to say it like this, by simply adding an or a the or whatever the case may be. And they've always been open. It's an open door policy. And whether it works or not, at least I know my voice was heard. And for that, as an actor, I couldn't have asked for anything better.
Yeah, I'm the same. I mean, anytime I've ever said, this needs to, I would say it like that, or I would say it like this, or, for me, this character specifically was very, there was a lot of responsibility that came 20 years ago with playing this character from my perspective. Mm-hmm. I wanted him to be authentic. And so any reactions that Felix has are based on either a reaction that I have or a reaction that I have to a reaction that my dad had, my uncle had, my father had, my mom had, something like that. But they all come from somewhere authentic. The beauty is that this show was never trying to be that. It was just trying to be funny, within the confines and the constructs of these characters. And that's why we're able to bring it now, because the most important part of the Proud Family has always been the journey from the beginning of the show to the end of the show. And you get to see it through all these different eyes. But these eyes are just genuine, and they've never not been. And the process has always been genuine, especially when it comes to ethnic stuff. There's always been okay, well, I never grew up in the barrio. You did. So
Right.
let's go with that route, or let's go that way. So yeah, it's been a joy. It's been a joy to play something authentic is just a joy, you know,
And refreshing.
yeah, and refreshing that you get to play it, you know, without having to go, because there are certain projects that I've done where I get to take huge risks of things that I would never do, nor have I seen anybody do. But I'm like, maybe that is going to enhance this character. This was more of living in reality for me.
Mm-hmm.
And that's so easy because I can just go, oh yeah, I remember that happened to my uncle. Oh my God, I remember that happened to my cousin.
Right.
Oh my God, that happened to my sister. Dices, how did you deal with that when that came out? And you know what I mean? I'm like, all right, hang up, clip. All right, guys, I got the answer. Let me play it this way.
We get to be
And-
ourselves. Yeah.
And it covers reality issues.
Yes.
One of them for like Cienega about, you know, being superficial.
Mhm.
And then there was also the one about social media, how it's affecting these teens.
Yes. I think it's beyond imperative that we stay within the times, as we did when we were airing in the mid 2000s. We didn't have social media then. So of course it makes sense to intertwine that now. You know, there are certain aspects that you may just, especially if you're new watching the show, acknowledge and go, oh, I didn't notice that compared to then. But we've always still just been our organic, authentic selves. It doesn't matter what ethnicity we are, what age demographic. This is for the masses. And so we, yes, happen to be a show that I like to call a little bit of a United Nations melting pot. And we talk about basically everything. But at the end of the day, the new season does add an enhancement to, like, for instance, same-sex couple, which is so exciting, intertwining the LGBT community, you know, introducing Kiki Palmer's character and EJ Johnson, who's killing it, as his new character, and adding those different textures and layers. But at the end of the day, I think Carlos and I have been saying all day today that we are just one. And so maybe fans are just getting a chance to go, oh, I didn't notice that. But it's always been there. It's just now, maybe just a poquito, a little enhanced.
Yeah, I think people see something now, you know, because we're woke, if you want to use that term, or at least paying attention in a way that we weren't, you know, back in the day. But I was just thinking while you were talking, Alyssa, I was just thinking, like, you know, we could put these characters on, you know, on a spaceship.
Mm-hmm.
And they would still be dealing with real issues because these are authentic, real characters. And that's, you know, that's the beauty of it. Look, as an artist, when we get to play characters, people watch and go, I'm laughing with you and I'm laughing at you. Then you have everybody, because everybody's going to either laugh with you or at you, as long as the show is funny and authentic. And the show is. So people will laugh at my behavior or with my behavior. Either way, it's communicating a message.
And you're laughing.
Yeah, exactly.
Very true. Well, thank you so much for your time. People are going to love it. You're going to have your old viewers and your very new viewers for sure.
Thank you so much, Latino Movie Review. Thanks, Nancy.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
De nada. Adios.